We are the Master Traitors
We
podcast.
are the Master Traitors podcast.
We are the Master Traitors podcast.
We are the Master Traitors podcast.
Once again, it's me, it's that M-A-T-T. I am your snake daddy, the slitheriest of snakes. Happy year of the snake. This episode had a snake.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a snake. Matt Keck alongside me is the light of my life.
Paul, Fergus is my +1 shield.
You know what? A solid +1. I feel like he would be a solid party guest. And we're back. And if you're listening, I'm going to assume you know we are watching along with the Traitors US Season 3. And we are on Episode 7, Till Death Do Us Part. It's on Peacock. If you're not watching, you should be. Best reality show on TV. Now, Paul, why are we the ones that are talking about this game?
Because we have played thousands of games.
So many games.
Of a game called Ultimate Werewolf,
You're damn right we have.
which has the exact same rules.
The same setup.
Same rules.
All the ins and outs. We've played with the special cards. We've played with different people. We've played with the drunk. We've played with the sober. We've played with the smart. We've played with the very, very dumb. And every time, they have different strategies, and we're breaking them all down for you episode by
We know
episode.
the ins and outs. Speaking of the
Yeah.
special cards,
Let's hear it.
we got the CT card.
So right here, if people don't know, there's a set of cards, and it's mostly baseball, called Allen and Ginter, but they have a bunch of other weird cards in it. And from last season, CT, what's his name, Chris Turatello or something like that?
Chris Tamburello. Chris
Sorry.
Tamburello.
Apologies, CT. I think you're great. And I love that you have a card, and we've both pulled one, and it makes me so happy. It even mentions the Traitors Season 2 on the back of the card. So Traitors is Topps official.
Because he won. He won last season.
Yep.
And I also have this one with the lady that eats hot dogs real fast.
Ooh.
Hopefully she can be on the next season of Traitors.
That would be awesome. You know which cards I've gotten from that have been awesome? One, I got a Chuck Norris card, which really pretty cool. I also got Topanga. No, not Topanga. I got Sean Hunter and the other one, Eric Matthews. And I'm assuming there's a Topanga. I got to hunt that one down.
Ooh.
Because I got Sean Hunter and I got Eric Matthews, the brother. And I think they probably got all three because they do a podcast together. So I got to get me a Topanga.
That makes sense. How could you not have a Topanga?
Right? You need that Topanga card.
I wish I had a Topanga.
I bet they have an autographed Topanga card in some of these packs, too.
I'll sign it.
There's an autographed Rizzler card. Have you ever seen
Oh,
it?
really?
Yeah. We'll get into that. Honestly,
Sorry, we're on to something.
honestly, if you guys are into collectibles beyond this, check out our other podcast, The Bottom Boys. We're going to do an episode on that, like our next episode. But we're going to get into this episode of the Traitors. CT won last year. Who's winning this year? I don't know, but we're in the turret, and Rob, he's kind of pissed. And as he should be, everyone's fighing. They're not getting along.
Last time, I know we went through it, but I forgot to mention because I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Rob's pissed because he's all like, you guys are all are turning on each other, acting like he's the guy that's good. But he
Is the first...
he literally called Carolyn and Danielle out at the round table.
I know it.
I forgot about that.
And he's over here acting like he's the victim.
He
this
says
whole
their
time.
names. He says like 3 people or something, and 2 of them are traitors.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm like,
and
man.
no one picked up on that, which is crazy. So Rob's all acting like the victim, and he starts suggesting people. And Danielle just doesn't seem like she's having any of it. He suggests Derrick, and Danielle's like, no, because that's her friend. We get to see shirtless Sam, my favorite part of the episode.
He's lifting weights
hitting
and
them
sweating.
hitting them curls.
Do you even lift, bro?
Let me get it, Sam. Danielle says no to Sam. Danielle says no to Dylan. Danielle says no to Sierra. And it seems like they maybe won't kill anyone. Like, they're arguing to the point that I legit was not sure if they were going to... I mean, I assumed they would, but Jesus.
The way they were arguing, I thought there was a good chance that they may have just decided to pick one of the people that had the shield and not do anyone. Just to throw in some extra chaos there.
I mean, which
of
could
not
make,
knowing.
Could make sense. I mean, you generally want to get the numbers down as fast as you can, but there are situations where it could make sense. You really need to throw the scent off.
If I was Rob,
I wouldn't have done what he did, but
no, I wouldn't have. And but to be honest, I think he did a good job with what he did,
for sure,
and his talking and stuff. But if I was Rob, I feel like maybe one of the only ways to get the scent off of him is to maybe put it on a shield and not kill anybody.
I mean, I think that would have made sense.
Because nobody else, because he could have done it. If he had the shield, I couldn't have freaking.
I'm generally always a fan of getting the numbers down as fast as you can, but Rob has worked himself into a corner at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't help Carolyn or Danielle.
No, not at all. But Rob, you're right. He's worked himself into a corner, and he's definitely needs to work his way out of it. I don't think he makes the right decision, but let's go to breakfast and find out.
Let's see what this breakfast is all about.
Okay, so now Britney and Ivar walk in, and Britney calls Ivar basically furniture. She thinks all that he does is maybe make tea. They just sit there in silence.
Here's what she says. Here's what me and Ivar have in common. Nothing.
Ivar's just like, as they're all coming in, everyone just kind of is wishing Tom gets killed.
Yes.
Chriselle's like, honestly, if I was a traitor, I would kill him. And I just think that's incredible because she would, and I love her for it.
And Gabby goes. Gabby goes, I think it's going to be Ivar. And Ivar's sitting right there.
And it's so funny because she doesn't even just, like, do it's going to be Ivar. She does her Ivar's not in the room Ivar voice. She's like, I think it's going to be Ivar. And he's like, oh, well, it's a good thing you didn't say anything bad.
I am a big Carolyn fan, but I have come around to Gabby. I think she's my new favorite.
I'm loving some Gabby. I feel like Gabby has been a quip queen, a big fan. She's really stepped up now that we've lost Nikki, who, shout out, Nikki Garcia, a.k.a. Nikki Bella, who was in the Royal Rumble this past weekend, Women's Royal Rumble. I was there, right next to the entranceway. It was awesome. You didn't hit the rack attack, though, and that's why you didn't, that's why you didn't win. That's why you didn't win. Hit the rack attack, you'd have won.
You were yelling, "You're a faithful" the whole time.
I did. She ran down the thing, and I yelled, "You're a faithful!" And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in the audience who was yelling that. I don't know that there's a whole lot of crossover there, but by God, I am that center point. So, Gabby didn't see Ivar. What we find out is that they killed Derrick. Derrick is dead. I do think it's a bad move.
Yeah.
Right up front. Because he's been killing everyone that's accusing him. And I know what the game's going to be. Derrick already said what his game was going to be. His game's going to be, why would I do that? Because that doesn't make sense. And, he's a good enough talker that that's what he goes with. And it does work to some degree. But Danielle cries like crazy when Derrick dies. And it stands out to people. They notice that. Derrick saw it coming. He knows it's Rob, and he talks about how it's a good move for Rob to do. He gets it. He understands getting rid of him because he wasn't going to stop coming at him.
I think Derrick going is good for. I think it's good for Carolyn. Mm-hmm. Doesn't hurt her at all.
I think it's huge for Carolyn.
Yeah, I think keeping him in would have helped him. I think he would have sussed out Danielle.
He would have figured it out. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's good for Danielle, honestly, even though she's crying about it. But and obviously he was a good sport. He's a gamer, right? He gets it. Let's go into Alan's outfit real quick.
Okay.
He's got the white suit. It's all white. Very whatever, right? I say 2.5 out of 5 on the first white suit. It's right down the middle. But let me go ahead and jump ahead because I assume everyone watching has watched the whole episode. When he gets to the curly hair and he gets the whole red like slash of flowers and he's got the whole like bridegroom thing going, we're back in, baby.
Oh,
Fives across the board. 5s across the board.
That I like the
little curl,
like Tintin.
Big
is that what it is?
Hey, Tintin is a public domain as of this year, so good on you, Alan.
Maybe that's what he's trying for.
He's like, I'm gonna own it.
Taking for myself.
I'm gonna own it. So we find out that they are going to have to get into pairs, but we don't find out why yet. And then they break off. Now, Danielle's crying a bunch. Everyone's onto it.
Tom goes, before they get to that, Tom goes, there's a couple things. Tom goes, I'm questioning Boston Rob. And I'm like, every single person is questioning Boston Rob, Tom.
Well, and I love how, Dylan is telling Rob all about Derrick's stuff, and then Tom walks in and is just like, yeah, but Rob, evidence points to you, man.
At first, because they're just walking and they're talking. And then Tom just runs into him. He's like, oh, he's all scared. Oh, I scared.
Like, oh, shit.
They don't even give a shit.
They did not.
They just keep walking past him like he's not even there. They don't even care.
Did not care. What a dork.
The only other person that doesn't think it's Rob is Dolores. That's it.
Yes, I know. And
they think each other are traitors.
I think Dolores just hates Tom, if I'm being real. So one of my favorite things is that while everyone's up in the house and they're talking strategy and they're discussing things, Ivar and Sam are having a battle of who's more useless on the badminton court. They're just out there playing badminton.
Yeah.
Not paying no mind.
Good on Ivar, though. Seems like a very British sport.
Quite British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the only sport he could probably take
Sam
at.
That's true, because Sam...
I've seen Sam oiling in the bath.
And I don't know too much about Sam, but there's at least some sort of chance he's good at cricket, just looking at him. He's shaped like... He might have something to do with some cricket.
I wouldn't take him on.
And that's the only other British thing I can think of.
He's got a cricket face.
Yeah, he looks like he could cricket a thing or two.
I bet that's his phone, what he uses.
Is
Polo
cricket
a thing still?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I bet so. Cricket Wireless, their thing. Yeah, they sponsor wrestling. Is polo a British sport?
I mean, any equestrian thing, I think,
anything with
is
a
British.
horse feels British, right?
Yeah.
So I he might be good at polo. Either way, the badminton, they suck. Danielle and Britney decide they're going to be friends, which seems cool. They've spent this whole game really not talking so far, and now they're like, hey, listen, let's team up. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Dylan tells Tom about Britney. Tom just doesn't want to hear it, confronts Rob. And then it's time for the game. The game is the pairs.
Yeah, everybody comes dressed in
wedding attire.
Wedding attire.
This is where Alan comes in with his nice bridegroom outfit, looking all suave with the veil and everything. So they can all... What they're going to have to do is hold hands on a pedestal for 8 minutes. And if they can keep their hands held, they will each win $4,500 for up to a total of $27,000, or just $7,000 more than what they left behind on the platform in episode 1. Now, it's going to be pair versus pair. Each pair, whichever one holds it the longest, regardless of if they get the money, whoever holds it the longest will be shielded and won't be able to be murdered by the traitors. Now, here's your battles. You got Sam and Ivar versus Dylan and Tom. You got Sierra and Rob versus Dolores and Chriselle. And you've got Danielle and Britney versus Gabby and Carolyn. Dylan is hilarious at this point. He says he trusts Tom mostly because he's too stupid to not be faithful. And then he goes, I'm getting hitched to Tom Sandoval. This'll be great. Yeah, a huge record of success with that. So yeah, they have to hold hands for this 4.5 minutes. Now, what we don't realize is that they're gonna get some wedding gifts. So it's not just holding hands. They put a glass box on these pedestals, and they have to put on goggles. And what they realize, at first, they put in millipedes. So they're holding it. So it's basically the Fear Factor challenge.
Yeah. Joe Rogan comes out.
Rob tells what's-her-face, Sierra, just close your eyes if you don't want to see what it is, which makes sense. Would this bother you?
No.
So I don't think it would bother me either, because none of this stuff that they had in here was stuff that would particularly bother me.
Here's what I assume.
Yeah.
I don't think it would anything they were going to have me do would bother me, because I feel. Gabby even says, I'm going to hear from my lawyers.
Yeah, exactly.
She even says that. But that's what I know.
Yeah.
They're not going to put anything on me that's going to bite me or anything that's going to harm me in any way.
Yeah, I mean,
so
early
I would
on,
be okay.
Yeah,
Even
early
though
on,
they're creepy, they're
Carolyn
crawling.
freaks, like you said, Gabby freaks. Yeah, they're gross, right?
Yeah.
But Danielle and Britney are pretty stone-faced. Like, they just keep it together. Sam thinks the millipedes are cute, which I think is fucking hilarious. And I kind of think I would too, though. Like, they're almost like little snake bugs, and I don't know. They feel like they would tickle a little bit, and they don't seem to move.
Oh, yeah, they would definitely tickle.
They don't seem to move much. I love that Ivar takes this opportunity.
I feel like
to,
you probably can feel their feet
all the little
moving.
feet.
Yeah.
Ivar loves to take this opportunity to name drop the fact that he was. Well, he says Diana's wedding was the most luxurious. I don't know if he actually went.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually say he went, but he does imply that he went.
That's way to give that vanilla answer, Ivar.
Yeah, of course. Choose the one with the beanie baby. That's a popular answer, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tom is struggling during this. Dylan is not. Then they start dropping roaches and worms on their heads. Now, this part, my only problem would be the surprise of it at first. Like, it would make me jump. I wouldn't like them crawling in my clothes necessarily.
Yeah, once they start... the surprise of it, when they dump them on you, that would be the only time I think that I might drop my hands and be... Otherwise, I could stand it. I'm almost sure I could stand it with not too much of issues.
I love that Britney said that they went. She goes, "They're in my bra. Those things sprinted to second base." Sam gets hit with them, and then he looks over and goes, "Hey, what about Ivar?"
I know, because it hits him, and Ivar just sitting there with his
Ivar's like,
goggles.
"What's going on?"
And then boom.
Yeah, that's so good. And then the last thing they do, Tom's hat too. Tom's freaking top hat just gets filled with bugs and mealworms and stuff. And then the last thing they do is the slithery little snaky snake comes out, and they stick it on their shoulders. And that would have been actually my favorite part.
I guess that could maybe, but if I was afraid of snakes, I guess that would maybe.
I think because of the type of snake it is, and having been around those before for different, like, oh, here's a snake that we're showing kids and things like that. It's always those types of pythons where they're so docile. Like, that's the kind of python that my niece has as a pet. And so I would, if they put that on my shoulders, I would just be like, oh, sick, I'm Jake the Snake Roberts right now. Like, and then I just wouldn't even think about the bugs anymore, and I would just be Jake the Snake in my head.
But also, those are the ones that also you don't worry about, and then till they end up strangling out your labradoodle.
Now they are constrictors. They can strangle. It's true. Only one team doesn't make it, and it's Chriselle and Dolores, and that's because Chriselle immediately let go and pulled her hand out.
And Dolores is like
so mad.
Oh my god.
The first bug shows up, and Chriselle was out. No way. That was kind of insane. But they do end up getting $22,500 or $2,500 more than what they left behind in the first challenge.
Ferguson's sitting there eating popcorn through the whole thing.
Yeah.
To show him eating the popcorn.
He's the witness for all these weddings. We get to sudden death. And for sudden death, they have to dig around in a box full of all the bugs to find a ring and put it on the other one's finger. I mean, this doesn't seem like it'd be kind of gross, I guess.
A gross feeling. I guess this
it'd
would probably
wriggling,
be
but at this
grosser than
point,
the other
you'd be
things. Going in it and
you'd
just
be so used
shove
to
your hand
the,
in there.
Yeah, it'd be so
and
used
just
to
go.
the bug, like whatever.
And everybody did it.
Yeah, it didn't seem like anyone hesitated.
No.
Ivar and Sam ended up safe. Britney and Danielle ended up safe. So out of the people who ended up not safe, only one of them was a traitor. Carolyn.
Yeah.
Not safe, but she's a traitor. So it left five of them open. Gabby, Dylan, Tom, and then it was Chriselle and Dolores. And those are the ones that will be up for murder at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back in the cars, and Rob is immediately trying to play his game.
As they were leaving, though, I did notice.
Let's hear it.
As they were, it was kind of off in the background a little bit, but I noticed Britney and Carolyn.
Yeah.
Getting like a big hug.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they're kind of friendly.
They were friendly.
Like they're friendly. Maybe
Carolyn a lot friendlier with Gabby this time around too. I noticed.
Yeah. I think because Gabby went to Carolyn when Danielle said something to her last episode.
So it feels like they've got a
they
little bit...
definitely have a connection. But I think maybe Britney has a connection with Carolyn a little more than Danielle realizes too. That's just a little thing I saw.
No, I'm with you. I think you're right. So in the cars back, Britney is bringing up Rob, and Rob is bringing up Britney. Now, when Danielle hears Britney bringing up Rob, it perks her ears up, and she realizes this will be the time, but you got to be careful, right? She's already turned on Carolyn and showed her cards, and she has to try and earn that trust back. But you also know, if you're one of these other traitors, Boston Rob is going to come for you at some point. This could be your moment. You know the evidence is against him, but you also can't show that you know.
She's in the same car as Carolyn at this point, right?
I believe
on the way
so,
back.
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I was during one other thing I'd like to mention during the competition. Sorry to go back, but
no, go on.
Sam actually got a confessional. It was like I really haven't seen him get any confessionals.
It might be the only one I've seen
at all.
Yeah, that's
he
true.
He got one saying, "I know Ivar and me are faithfuls." When they were doing the comp, so I need to make sure we get through this. I was like, oh.
I know.
I don't know what that means exactly, but
I know Sam seems like he's like some weird hidden dark horse right now. He was giving me signs a couple of times where I'm like, is this guy a little smarter than he lets on?
Yeah, they're gonna let him pop in here now. I mean, they keep showing him with his shirt off, but I guess that's the deal.
I do love
his,
the
they're
Sam.
like, here's some eye candy.
Daddy.
It's Alan.
Yeah.
Doing the editing.
If it's not, he's happy with it.
What did he say that to Tom? Something about he said something to Tom at the deal when he's about I can't remember. But it's something sexual.
Oh yeah, don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh yeah, don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm willing to try anything once, Alan. So we go back to the house. Tom thinks it's Rob. Dylan kind of defends. Rob goes around spinning his yarn, saying, why in the world would I kill Derrick? It's a good way to go. I mean, it's the only way he has to go, because Derrick did get killed, and it is very obvious that it's him. And so he has to play up the why would I do the thing that's very obvious.
Yeah. In the car.
That's a hard row to hoe, but I think
in the car when in the same car with Britney and Carolyn and Danielle and Gabby were in, and they were coming back. That's when like you said, Britney starts
seeing Rob
about how Rob's not why would you think she's like?
Oh yeah, that's true.
One of the
She
only
does
people
kinda
that
say
doesn't
that.
think that Rob is. And Gabby, then they show Gabby's face. She's like,
yeah.
"What are you talking about?"
What do you
He's
mean?
Obviously, so
Seems that's
which
true.
made me think that Gabby was starting to think possibly Britney.
That's true. That's true. Well, I will say that Britney senses the tension when they're back at the house. You can tell Carolyn's not buying into
With the
Rob's
knife
Britney thing. Like, Rob's trying to sell it to him, and neither Danielle or Carolyn are totally buying it.
Yeah.
I'm nervous if I'm Rob going into this round table. Danielle hears Britney from Rob, but Rob's really the only one saying Britney. I mean, people are kind of listening to him, but
I think Carolyn and Danielle. I think their deal is wait till the round table,
see what happens.
see what's happening.
That's what you got to do.
See if they have a feeling that it's going to be Rob or not,
and then hope that the other one goes the way you go,
and then just go for the one you're getting the strongest feeling from.
So we go to the round table from this, and I mean Dylan opens it up and goes straight into what he's been telling everyone.
Yeah.
He goes straight into the Derrick thing. He's like, Derrick said it was one of two people. It's either Rob or it's Britney, and he doesn't think it's Rob. So Britney starts defending, says, it's just wrong, and Derrick's just upset, and she was just trying to help him. Sam jumps in. Sam jumps in. He gets a confessional. He says something at the round table, says he thinks it's Rob. Tom says he thinks it's Rob.
Tom,
we got the geniuses. The Illuminati think it's Rob.
This whole we can continue with this. Fucking Tom.
I know. Rob stays calm the whole time, though. He says logic a whole lot, which I think he's trying to make people feel like they're smart if they listen to him. Logically, it wouldn't make sense for me to do this. Logically, I wouldn't kill the people because it'd be obvious it's me. They're trying to set me up. He lays it out really in a good way, about as good as he could.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he almost convinced Tom.
Yeah,
I was looking at Tom's eyes thinking almost
he was
convinced him. Oh, maybe I was wrong. But he was, the thing he said was, one of the things he said was, the reason I say this and I'm so calm like this.
Because I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, which I mean, yeah.
I like to do that
just
move
sit
too.
there,
If you're
calm,
able to lie without showing your emotion, it helps. It really does. Brittany gets mad. Because he flips it back to her. He's like, the only one that it could have been that's also a gamer is Brittany. And she's mad, and he's like, it's a compliment, bro. It's a compliment. Which just cracked me up. I think right now, you're Carolyn or Danielle, you're trying to look at each other without looking at each other to try and get an idea of what the other one's thinking, because you want to know if the numbers are there. Because right now, I think they are. I think I'm voting Rob if I'm them.
I think they did smart there's no one else even mentioned.
Right.
In this round table.
Just Brittany and
I know
Rob.
there's more talk.
Right. They definitely
than what
cut
they
it
show.
down. Right.
Because I think I was listening to Sandra from last time she was talking, and she's like, they're there for like an hour.
Right.
At this.
And then you cut it down to like 2-3 minutes.
And then they cut it down to 2-3 minutes. So I'm sure other things probably were brought up, maybe.
Totally.
But it just made me laugh so much that Tom was so on Rob when it got there, and he was just banging the gun because he's the first out there. He's like, "Oh, I got it figured out," and he's all, "I am a genius," and he's just thinking to himself, "It's like every single person thinks it's Rob." This is more evidence than OJ.
Yes.
That's that's happening here.
Yeah, no, we don't need him to try the glove on. He's legit guilty. You can just...
Tom.
He's wearing a shirt that says, I'm a traitor right now. And so, here are the votes.
Oh, yeah.
Tom immediately votes Rob.
Yep.
Chriselle votes Tom.
Chriselle votes Tom. And I laughed so hard.
Thank you, Chriselle. I love you. That is incredible. Britney votes Rob, obvious. Sierra votes Britney. She was convinced. Dylan, again, does his throwaway vote and votes Gabby. I'm starting to think he has a crush on Gabby a little bit.
I think maybe, but why would he keep voting for her?
I think it's because he knows no one else is going to, right? And so he's doing it and throwing it away.
I guess so, but it
still seems weird.
It's gonna be like...
Yeah, I know. It still seems weird.
And I get you want to do a throwaway vote, but when last time I put up the theory that Dylan knows. Mm-hmm. I don't know that he does.
I don't know that he does either.
I don't know that he does. I think he crapped that out of there.
Yeah, I don't think he does know.
If he did know, then he would just voted for Britney.
Yep, he would have.
I mean, he said what afterwards in the confessional deal, like what made sense was like I was close to Rob. I wanted to stay close to him.
Right.
That makes sense.
It does.
But voting for, maybe he does think Britney is a traitor too.
I think he does. I think
that could be the deal. Maybe because Britney was telling him last deal not to vote for Rob.
He thinks that they're together.
Oh, maybe at that point, maybe he thought, maybe he knows Rob is, but he also thought Britney was. But then why would he bring it up?
I don't.
That Derrick
and
said,
he said
I don't think he knows.
I don't think he knows either. He kind of said also that he didn't think it was either of them too. But
yeah.
We get our first traitor vote, and Carolyn votes Rob. Smart move, because then Sam and Ivar both vote Rob, our true faithfuls. Of course, Rob votes for Britney, but he didn't convince anyone outside of Sierra, because Danielle, our other traitor, double turn, votes for Rob, finishes him off. Gabby was also a vote for Rob, and of course, Dolores. Still on Tom's ass. Tom brought her up, and she wants him out. She wants his ass out. So Rob is dead. All hail Boston Rob, king of reality games. Yep. He was a great sport, of course.
Yeah.
He knew what they had to do.
He was having fun doing it.
Yeah, he understood why Danielle and Carolyn would turn on him at that point.
He said that he's like, if Karen would have went with me, I was hoping I would have taken her to the end.
Yep. He wasn't with Danielle.
Yeah.
He was ready to get rid of Danielle.
She's a shitty traitor.
Yep. Yeah, she's not a good traitor.
Shitty traitor.
Yeah. And he understood why Carolyn was afraid of him, but if she wouldn't have been, hey. And you know what?
Should have calmed her down. Should have gave her a reason not to.
Good job to both of them by celebrating Rob being out. And I bet it was a genuine celebration. They didn't even have to act, really. They were happy he was out.
Question.
Yeah.
So, I didn't see Danielle bring up Carolyn at all.
No.
And she didn't.
No.
I don't think she did.
Does that make her look suspicious?
If I was there, she was dead set on Carolyn. And at the last deal, they had the big fight thing. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, the next time they're out, she's not saying nothing.
Yeah. I don't think she can, though, and I don't think Carolyn would.
Oh, no, I know that. I realize that. She can't, but I'm just saying.
I think of our traitors, she's the one that's got a bigger target on her, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So we're going to get some theatrics to end this one. The people, the 5, but they pretend 6 because Carolyn doesn't actually have to do it, have to go down the aisle by themselves in the church and walk up to this big crazy coffin, and they have to give their last words. But before we get there, Dylan is super bummed because his big buddy Rob
They're going to meet him in person. They said they're supposed to meet him in person.
Oh, they got to kill him face to face.
Face to face.
Now, Tom is super proud of himself.
Yes. Going through, everybody's congratulating him as they leave.
Good job, Tom. You did it, buddy.
He even says that as his last deal.
His last words are, I made people kind of like me.
No, you didn't.
I know. Dolores' last words were funny. She was tough as nails. She's
I know.
like, you best kill my ass or I'm going to fuck you up. It's like, damn, Dolores. Get him.
Get him, Dolores. Even though none of them are scared of you, Dolores.
No, of course not.
And you're one of the ones.
All you're doing is voting for Tom.
Yes, Dolores. You and your Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Had our.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Rockapella. Rockapella. Okay, who do you kill here?
Okay, well, I mean, Gabby, you don't.
No.
Carolyn is not going to let.
No. You keep Gabby.
You keep Gabby. You keep Dylan.
You keep Dylan.
You keep Dylan because
he's friends with both of them.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. And, yeah, and it could be either of... you keep Tom.
You probably keep Tom.
I think you keep Tom. There's no reason not to keep Tom.
You kill Chriselle, maybe.
Yeah, Chriselle or Dolores, one of those two. I think any of those guys, it's not even going to make any difference.
So one of those three.
One thing I think might happen, though,
mm-hmm.
is because, it made it a little weird.
Because face-to-face, they might be able to recruit him.
Yeah.
But they didn't discuss it at all.
They didn't discuss it, but I think that's part of the... I think that maybe they might want to give you a little surprise at the deal.
I'm interested to see, because they could do that.
And because they got rid of... They're down to 2, and usually when you lose
If you can recruit, who do you grab? Dylan?
If they can recruit... so... I guess they would have to. It would be you can only see. I guess they do kill someone because they would have to only recruit one of those people that are there,
right?
Because they're going to recruit someone. I would recruit Britney,
right? Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So I think they're going to kill someone.
My guess is Chriselle, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
I'm
God, she
sure.
just keeps giving the wrong answer every single time.
She sure does.
So I don't think.
And then she just keeps losing
anyone.
the games, though.
And
yeah,
I mean, Dolores is for sure a faithful.
Yeah, you could toss her too.
I think she's out there, but Chriselle gives a chance that being as she's going the wrong way, easy to push it on her.
Uh-huh.
She's one that's easy to push on as being the traitor. I think Dolores is who I would go for.
I get it.
Just because
I could be swayed that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That makes tons of sense. But who are your top 3?
My top 3. You know what? My top 3, I think I'm sticking with my top 3. Nothing has happened in this. Mm-hmm. This makes me think this is going to change. I feel real strong about Gabby now.
Yeah, same.
So I'm putting it as probably. I think the faithfuls will win.
Okay.
And I'll still go with Dylan.
Okay.
And Carolyn as my third.
Okay. So I'm basically the same, but I think Carolyn is going to win. But I have Gabby and Dylan as the final faithfuls.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I guess it gets
Carolyn
the end.
can convince Gabby that Dylan's the traitor.
Yeah.
I just think she can. We'll see, though.
Gabby is beginning to strike me as a little smarter than than she gives off.
We are so smart.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I mean, I think
a little smarter than she gives off because she's
are.
funny.
Yeah.
And she is tough for funny people that are funny on purpose.
Yeah.
To be dumb.
That's very true. I agree. So I think that's what we're looking at as our top 3. Hopefully you folks following along are enjoying this season as much as we are. There's been some crazy twists, a great cast. I'm excited to see just how far the better-looking Efron can get, and just how long Ivar is going to sit around as a piece of furniture. But until then, I am the Snake Daddy, the shitposter supreme, Matt Keck. Alongside me, it is the light of my life,
Paul. Carolyn was right. Rob is a traitor. Shields.
Carolyn was always right.
Always right.
And that is once again a little bit of Later Traitors.
Later, traitors.